Right now, if I walked outside and tried to stick a shovel into my garden, I wouldn't get very far. The ground is hard, it's unyielding, it's frozen solid. And underneath that frost line sits the gardener's arch nemesis, heavy, compacted clay. Today, I'm going to show you how I turned a patch of frozen, useless clay into rich, dark, organic black gold. And the best part? I didn't dig a single hole. I didn't till. I didn't break a sweat. I just used the winter to do the work for me. This is how you transform your soil while you sleep. The first step in this transformation starts with trash. Literally. I'm starting with a stack of plain brown corrugated cardboard. If you look at this patch of ground, you can see dormant grass and hardy weeds poking through the snow. If I just dumped soil on top of this, those weeds would grow right through it come spring. I need a barrier. But I need a barrier that breathes. Plastic weed fabric is the enemy here. It suffocates the soil. Cardboard, however, is carbon. It's tree pulp. I'm laying this cardboard directly over the snow and the frozen weeds. I'm overlapping the edges by at least 6 inches because weeds are opportunistic. They will find any gap, like water finding a leak. What I'm doing here is creating a kill layer. This cardboard creates total darkness. The grass and weeds underneath will die, but because we aren't digging them out, their roots will rot in place. As those roots rot, they create tiny tunnels in the heavy clay, tunnels that air and water can use later. We are using the weeds to till the soil for us. Now, here is the critical part for winter building. You have to soak it. If this cardboard stays dry, it acts like a roof, shedding water away from the soil. I need it to be a sponge, so I'm soaking it down until it's heavy and pliable, molding it to the frozen contours of the earth. Cardboard is high in carbon. If you just leave wet cardboard on the ground, it will sit there for years. To turn carbon into soil, you need energy, you need heat, you need nitrogen. This is the sauce of our lasagna. I'm adding a thick layer, about 2 to 3 inches, of green material. Now, in the middle of winter, I don't have fresh grass clippings, so I'm using composted manure. You could use kitchen scraps, coffee grounds from your local shop, or even alfalfa pellets. This layer is the fuel. Even though it's freezing outside, microscopic bacterial activity generates heat. By placing this nitrogen-rich layer directly on top of the wet cardboard, we are inviting the microbes to a feast. This layer signals the worms deep below the frost line. It tells them, there is food up here. Come spring, when the ground thaws, earthworms will travel upward through the clay to get to this manure. As they travel up to eat and down to poop, they act like living shuttles, mixing this rich organic matter deep into the clay for me. They are doing the digging so I don't have to. Now we need bulk. We need structure. If the manure is the fuel, this next layer is the engine. I'm piling on about 6 to 8 inches of browns. In the fall, I saved bags of shredded leaves, and this is their moment to shine. Shredded leaves are, in my opinion, the single greatest soil amendment on earth, and they are free. If you don't have leaves, you can use spoiled hay or straw. But be careful with hay. It often contains seeds, and you don't want to plant a weed garden. This thick, fluffy layer does 2 things. First, it holds moisture like a sponge. Clay soil has a terrible habit of being either swampy or rock-hard dry. This organic sponge regulates that moisture, keeping the clay underneath consistently damp but not drowned. Second, this layer is fungal food. Bacteria love the manure we put down, but fungi love this woody, leafy material. And fungi are the key to breaking up clay. They produce a glue-like substance called glomalin that binds soil particles into nice, crumbly aggregates. By feeding the fungi, we are physically changing the structure of the clay on a molecular level. We have our weed barrier, our fuel, and our bulk. Now, we need to tuck it in. Winter wind is drying. It desiccates everything. If I leave those leaves exposed, they'll blow into the neighbor's yard by tomorrow morning. So, the final layer is a heavy cap. I'm using a layer of wood chips here, but you could use pine needles or even a heavier layer of straw. This isn't really for decomposition. It's armor. It protects the active layers underneath from the harsh wind and sun. This creates a microclimate. Even when the air temperature drops to 0, the temperature inside this pile, right near the soil surface, will stay slightly warmer. That insulation keeps the microbes working just a little bit longer into the season and wakes them up earlier in the spring. Now comes the hardest part for any gardener: doing nothing. This is where the magic of January happens. Over the next 3 or 4 months, it's going to snow on this pile. That snow will insulate it. Then we'll get a thaw. The snow will melt, dragging moisture and dissolved nutrients from the manure down through the cardboard and into the clay cracks. Then it will freeze again. Water expands when it freezes. Those tiny droplets of water that seeped into the clay will expand, cracking the clay open on a microscopic level. This freeze-thaw cycle is nature's way of aerating soil. By keeping the soil covered and moist, we are amplifying that natural process. While I'm inside drinking tea and planning my seed order, this pile is slowly collapsing. The cardboard is turning into humus. The manure is breaking down the leaves. The worms are waiting for the signal to come up and mix it all together. When I come back to this spot, the pile will have shrunk by half. It won't look like a pile of trash anymore. When I pull back that top layer of wood chips, I won't find frozen gray clay. I will find dark, chocolate-brown material that smells like the forest floor. The cardboard will be gone, replaced by a soft, crumbly layer that I can plant directly into. I won't need a tiller, I won't need a shovel. I will just pull back the mulch, make a small pocket, and drop in my tomato seedling. The roots will dive effortlessly through this new black gold and down into the clay, which is now softened and full of worm tunnels. We often think of gardening as an act of force, forcing the land to produce what we want. But this method is an act of trust. We are trusting the biological processes that have worked for millions of years. So, if you are looking at your frozen backyard and feeling helpless, don't. Grab some cardboard. Grab your kitchen scraps and your old leaves. Build your soil now while the world is asleep. Because the best way to garden isn't to work harder. It's to grow smarter. Thanks for joining me here on Grow Green and Live Clean. If this video helped you, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Now go turn that frozen ground into something amazing. I'll see you in the next one.